Hello, hello. Welcome back to Tori's Two Cents. Y'all know I am back with another Reddit story of Am I the A-hole? And this one, it just brings back memories, okay? Because I went through something similar to this, but I'm going to tell y'all after I read the story because I got to hear what you guys think about this. So the title of this one is my friend was not allowed to board the flight. The rest of us still went on the vacation. Now she wants us to pay her back. Am I the a hole if I don't pay her? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Off the title alone, what would you say? And now we get into the story. So curious to know what you guys are gonna think, and then I'm gonna tell y'all a story time of how that happened to me. Okay, so a friend was not allowed to board the flight. The rest of us still went on the vacation. Now she wants us to pay her back. Am I the a hole if I don't pay her? Throw away and change some details. I don't think anyone involved is on Reddit, but I'm paranoid. Me and three friends planned a vacation to Hawaii. My dog suddenly is just making all of this noise. Okay, I must start that back again. Friend was not allowed to board the flight. The rest of us still went on the vacation, and now she wants us to. Friend was not allowed to board the flight. The rest of us went on the vacation. Now she wants us to pay her back. Am I the a hole if I don't pay her? Throw away and change some details. I don't think anyone involved is on Reddit, but I'm paranoid. So me and three friends planned a vacation to Hawaii. We booked the flight, hotel, and car together for a discount, then split the cost four ways. So we each paid roughly $800. We also booked a couple of things to do there, totaling around $250. The day of the flight, we all arrive at the airport and start going through TSA. One of my friends, I'll call her Sarah, got stopped because she had a weed pen in her bag. Nah, ma'am. A weed pen in the airport? Oh, that's risky. She says she just forgot it was in there and didn't intentionally bring it, but it doesn't really matter either way. TSA ended up calling airport PD, and Sarah was not allowed to board the flight. Weed is not legal in our state, and she wasn't arrested, but she was given a ticket and a court date and not allowed through security. Being punished at the airport is crazy. Okay, obviously the rest of us still got on the plane because we were looking forward to our vacation. Now we're back and Sarah is mad at all of us for going and wanting us to pay her back for the portion of things since she couldn't go. But I don't think we should have to. It's not our fault she wasn't allowed to fly and I didn't budget for paying her half as well. She's also mad because the airport is 1 hour away from our home city. We didn't give her the keys to the car, so she had to pay for an Uber home. We didn't say she couldn't have the keys. It's just that no one thought to give her the keys to Matt's car when it was all going down. One of my friends says we should just pay her to keep the peace, but I don't think we should have to. Matt also thinks we shouldn't have to pay her. If we split the cost, it should be about $350 each. I could technically afford it, but I'm working on paying off my credit card, and that's about the same amount I put toward the credit card each month. So it would put me a month behind on my plan to pay off my last credit card. I was a little irresponsible in my early 20s. Am I the a hole if I refuse to pay her back? Even if I'm not the a hole, should I just do it anyway to keep the peace? Whew, this is a tricky one. So I don't think she's the a hole if she doesn't pay her. Sorry, not sorry. I feel like this was one of those things that was like totally in your control and only in your control. Like if this was, I don't even know a scenario that would make sense for me to give my friend her money back. If you can't go, then you just can't go. But give her money back for a trip, like girl, even hotels and flights don't give you your money back. What would make you think us as your friends owe you a refund? Like companies don't even give refunds for this. You know what I mean? And it's like it would be one thing if it was like all the group band together and like, okay, we're gonna sneak weed onto the flight. But what did she name her? Sarah. Sarah, you hold it for us. Okay, in that case, one, I probably would have stayed back with my friend. But two, if we did go forth and she just could not go at all, I would likely give her her money back because it was a bad idea on everybody's part. It was like everybody was a part of this decision that basically held you back. But considering that this was solely your mistake, this was because of you. And then like me, I'm not even a weed smoker. So there's no way I'm paying for the mistake of weed. I don't even smoke weed. I'm not even a participant of that. Like there's no way I would feel obligated to pay you your piece back because you couldn't go. Like I'm not sure why she couldn't maybe get the next flight out and maybe like come back later or the next day. But in this case, I personally would not do it. Now, whether you do or not, I don't think that makes you an a hole. But I feel like there's no right or wrong. I mean, if you want to keep the peace with your friend, if this is something that's gonna like throw the whole friendship away, and you feel like it's worth saving, I wouldn't give her $350. Definitely not. But we could give something to help her stomach the cost. Like maybe each person give her like $100 so she has like at least half of her money back, or something like that, so she doesn't feel as bad about it. But I'm gonna have to say not the a-hole. And I'm gonna have to say no, don't. I personally wouldn't pay for it. I wouldn't pay for that mistake. I mean, the way that people prepare for flights, the way that people prepare for vacations, this is a mistake that just should not come up. Like as a weed smoker, if I was a weed smoker, I'd be cleaning any bag out that I ever used to smoke. Like I would be making sure, just like we make sure we have 8-ounce bottles and we make sure we have the right size stuff. We make sure we have our passports. Like it's kind of just like one of those preparation things. Like clean your bag out. I will say one time I did get away with bringing a taser on the flight. Don't know if that's against the law, but I had like one of those tasers that looks like a iPhone, and somehow that got through. Now, if I had got in trouble, would I want anybody to pay for my mistake? No. I would just stomach the cost. Like I would just be like, it is what it is. I would probably try to find a way to still go, maybe buy another flight later or the next day. But personally, as a friend, I would never ask my friends to cover my fault. I just, if they did out of their own like will and just they felt bad and they did it, I would take it. But would I ask for it? No. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I was going on a birthday trip with my friends, and we were going to Virgin Islands, and we live in Jacksonville, but we fly out of Orlando because all the flights are cheaper. So it's about like roughly like a 2 hour drive. So one of my friends that I was with, like she says that her last name is one thing, but legally her last name is another. So when I went to book all the like flights for my friends, I put her last name that she told me her last name was, and we get to TSA. The girl like doesn't realize the whole time we get boarding passes, everything. The girl does not realize that like I'm not gonna get on this flight because it doesn't match my ID. We get to TSA. They're like, you can't go. She goes to the counter. We all cross the gate. She goes to the counter. She's like, I need an updated boarding pass. The people at the counter rip her current one, rip it up. You're never gonna make it. We're not giving you another one. I'm crying. I'm in shambles. I'm like, bruh, this is my birthday trip. This is we're excited. We had already took pictures. Like, we are lit about going on this trip. And I got your last name wrong, girl. Do I even know you? How do you not know your friend's last name? Like I'm sending out texts like just confirming birthdays. Like, okay, here are the tickets, and you never thought to be like, dang, that's not my legal last name. So anyway, one friend was already on the flight. The rest of us were waiting at the gate to kind of see what the outcome was going to be with her at the desk. Once we found out that like she couldn't get her ticket change, we all just left. And we all decided as a group we'll take the next flight out the next day. They were willing to give us new flights for free for the same time the next day. We spent the night in Orlando. We went out. We got a nice resort, chilled in the hot tub, had some drinks, and we ended up having a great time that night in Orlando. And we flew out the next day, enjoyed the rest of our Virgin Islands trip. And by the end of the trip, we were like, we ready to go anyway. We didn't need that extra night. Like, we just had such a blast that we were fulfilled with the whole weekend nonetheless. But that was like one of those decisions where everybody decided to stay back, and like nobody was going to go without one person going. Group decision. We made it fun. Nobody was tripping about money, nothing. The Airbnb did give us back our money for that one night that we weren't there. So they were kind enough. They didn't have to. But nobody was tripping about the money or anything like that. Like, We ain't like one person just paid for the hotel, like the resort. It just wasn't a big deal. Like all the girls just stuck together, like girl power. You know what I mean? But in this case, I can't even say that I would make that same decision with a weed pen incident. Like, did they say you couldn't come back or something? Because if they said you couldn't come back, I'm going on my trip. Now, if we could have just came back tomorrow, I probably would have stayed. Like, one person should have at least stayed with the friend. But that's just my scenario. That's just what happened to me when that situation took place. But yeah, nonetheless, not the a hole. I wouldn't give money back, and I don't know. Let's see what the comments think. Let's see. Oh, somebody asked info. Why didn't she get on a later flight once everything was cleared up? I don't travel often, so I don't know how it works, but I assume she would have had to have paid for another flight and wouldn't have wanted to do that. She also was pretty pissed off at that point. We all received some angry texts when our plane landed, so that could have contributed to her not even trying. I will say I don't think she's actually mad at us. I think she's mad at herself and taking it out on us, which is not great, but it is out of character for her. I think the whole thing is just really frustrating for her. So we're giving her grace there. I agree. Like, it's probably a lot of misplaced anger. You plan trips like this months in advance. She probably was really excited to go on the trip. Like, you guys are in Hawaii, whatever. Only thing I think you guys dropped the ball on is like her getting home. Like, somebody can pay for her Uber. I think that like that's the fairest thing that you could do is like, give her the Uber money. Hey, give her the Uber money to get home. That's anyway. So that's the fairest thing that I think you could do. Uber money, accommodate in that way. But let's see. Some people have given their opinions. They probably wouldn't have like rebooked her because of the circumstance, but I would have just called the airline and tried to get some money back. Let me see if she put anything else, any other comments without having to like go through all of them. A lot of people were suggesting is we went to wait by the gate, so I have to ask her what happened after we left when I talked to her. But while we were still near her, I did not see her making a scene or being loud or yelling or anything like that. I didn't buy trip insurance, didn't even know that was a thing. I doubt she did either, but I'll ask. Either way, after reading comments, it sounds like she might be able to get a refund or at least a credit from the airline, so we will try that. I wonder if they will even do that considering what the reason was. Um, she says, um, while most people agree we shouldn't have paid her anything, I am now leaning towards just paying it. Her friendship is absolutely worth more than the $350, and her reaction from all of this is out of character for her. I think her emotions are just heightened because of this situation sucks. The only thing holding me back now is it seems from everyone's comment that she absolutely could have gotten on a later flight. Why this didn't happen, I don't know. Going to ask her for the full story when I talk to her. She said, I don't think she's mad. We went without her. She hasn't once said that we shouldn't have gone. I think she's just mad at the situation. Well, that's good. At least she's not mad you guys didn't go because totally think it's fair that you guys went. So, so yeah, let's see. Yeah, it was a genuine mistake. We didn't know what all was going to happen, and we were already through security and went and sat by our gate. So she was giving us updates over text. By the time airport PD arrived and told her she wasn't going on a flight, there wasn't enough time to run back and give her keys. We were starting to board. TSA really didn't tell her anything. They just had her sit and wait until PD finally arrived to talk to her, which was about 25 minutes. Okay, so that's fair. Like, you guys didn't end up giving her the keys because it was just a time lapse or whatever. But nonetheless, not the a hole. If you do think your friendship is worth it, do it. Or maybe do partial of it because I don't think it's fair for you guys who did go and, you guys spent your hard earned money as well to go. And that, like, I just don't think you should be paying for the trip twice. That to me is a little ridiculous. But nonetheless, what do you guys think? Comment down below. And please don't forget to subscribe. That's just my 2 cents for the day. And come back for the next video. Bye.